Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Ooh, yikes. It's just so cringe, isn't it? Obviously, there's some sort of coping mechanism going on the left right now. We've been covering it for the last couple of weeks, especially as Donald Trump just gets major win after major win. But this now, this is peak copium. It's obvious that the left cannot handle the fact that Donald Trump is doing so much. He's accomplishing basically everything that he said he would. It's all happening exactly how he said it would happen. The MAGA base, Trump voters are feeling extremely vindicated, and really there's just such an aura of positivity going around. It's been a real celebratory vibe, but according to the left, it's just pure devastation. It's all falling apart. And all these supposed wins that Donald Trump is getting are actually losses. Ooh, every leftoid these days looks like the actually meme. Actually, let me explain to you why this Trump victory is actually a Trump loss. You literally cannot make this stuff up. We're witnessing Donald Trump, the man who literally wrote The Art of the Deal, run circles around all of these foolish leaders, one after another from Colombia to Mexico to Canada, and somehow Trump's getting owned. This is what happens when you get analysis from dishonest Democrats who have never held a real job in their lives, who have never ran a business, never negotiated a deal. Absolute foolishness and copium. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright, so first we've got this smug CNN pundit doing the usual liberal shtick, looking down her nose, full of arrogance and self-righteousness, telling Scott Jennings and the rest of the panel, and of course the audience at home, to just accept it. Donald Trump got rolled.
Quantify what the actual impact is here. For people saying, look, the market bounced back, no tariffs were put into place, Trump got what he wanted, all's well, we'll do this again in 30 days. Is that kind of the reality from an economic perspective?
I don't know what Trump wanted in this situation. Again, he didn't actually get anything. But if he were to put these tariffs in place, they would be very painful for American consumers. Okay, Scott, this is
the total lie.
This is public information.
He got what he wanted. He got an agreement from our neighbors to do more on the border. That's what he wanted, and he got it.
Exactly what they have already been doing.
I understand you're the minister of propaganda tonight, but you don't have to be. You could just say, "Hey, all's well that ends well." Here, come on.
If you don't know that these countries are committing to do exactly what they have already been doing, either you haven't done your homework or you think the American people are idiots. Because again, they're doing
option three. Donald Trump is enforcing what needs to be done at the border, which is more help from our friends. They are our allies and they are important people, but they need to help us, and they've not been helping us, and now they're going to help us even more.
They have been.
But the point is that it's also
ask every family with a fentanyl death how much they've been helping.
Scott, can I just ask you?
Well, they have done nothing more.
What universe are these people living in? It's obvious that they're completely oblivious of the facts. But before we debunk these ridiculous stances, let's bring back a familiar face. Again, I'm totally committed to platforming this person as much as possible because I think it's great for us. We've got Harry Sisson here chiming in with his great intellect. He writes, Donald Trump just got played. That $1.3 billion border plan was already announced in December under President Biden. Canada agreed to things that they were already doing. Okay, if you say so, Harry. But unfortunately for our little TikTok propagandist, little newsflash, that was released back in December. Technically, Joe Biden was president, but who had already been elected. Ding, 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 of course, Donald Trump. What's the argument here? That Canada was motivated to draft this $1.3 billion border security plan because they wanted it? No, of course not. Donald Trump had already won the election, and Donald Trump was, of course, threatening tariffs on this exact issue. That $1.3 billion announcement back in December was a response to Donald Trump. It's exactly what he wanted. Is the argument here that they were going to pass that bill if Kamala Harris had won the election? Give me a frickin' break. Not to mention, it's just an announcement. It's just a draft. They never actually committed to passing the thing. Yeah, as per usual, Democrats are being as dishonest as you could possibly imagine. And they're all like a bunch of bots making the same argument.
I think part of it was the time frame. We recognize that Donald Trump, it's to be believed, he ran very strongly on an economy that he wanted to build, on an economy that he felt was going to be better under him, and on lowering the price of everyday things. We know that he talked about the groceries over and over and over again. I was just at the grocery store before coming on this show, and let me tell you, things cost more today than they did 2 weeks ago. So I think that it matters that it was brought up, but also, yeah, they knew it was a negotiating tactic, but no one could have predicted that it would have ended this quickly or or how far he would take it. And quite frankly, a lot of the things that Canada said they were going to do, as well as Mexico, were things that they had originally signed to do under the Biden administration. The troop numbers at the border, those didn't increase. The financial contribution, that did not increase. These were all things that were released in press releases from both the Canadian Prime Minister as well as Mexico's previous president in the past administration. So we didn't get anything new out of this.
Well, but they didn't bring the troops to the border, and now we'll see if they do. And he didn't enact any of those things up north, and now we'll see if they do, if they don't want to deal with the tariffs, because there's such a big trade imbalance.
But it's such a dishonest argument that even Chris Cuomo is debunking them. Well, sure, they said that, they committed to that, but they never actually did it. Now I guess we'll have to see if they do. That's the entire point here. I guess it's going right over their heads. They haven't taken these issues seriously, and that's where Trump is frustrated. Mexico has committed to putting 10,000 soldiers on the border, but guess what? Those soldiers aren't there. And so Trump applied the 25% tariff, and now it's very likely that Mexico is about to militarize their border. And the same thing with little Justin Trudeau to the north. They drafted that plan to save themselves from tariffs. This ongoing back and forth discussion relating to tariffs has actually been going on for a very long time, well before Donald Trump was inaugurated. It was a response to the Trump administration, but they took no action, and so Trump said, well, you're not taking action, we're going to slap the 25% tariffs on, and then instantly, Justin Trudeau caves. It's not rocket science here. It's actually very simple. The idea that Donald Trump got nothing here when these foreign leaders are groveling, begging for forgiveness is such a joke. It's an insult to my intelligence. We read that Justin Trudeau tweet yesterday, right? All of a sudden, this Canadian clown went from #resistance, Donald Trump is a fascist, to basically sounding like Donald Trump himself, talking about designating cartels a terrorist organization and appointing a fentanyl czar. I'm pretty sure that's a win in response to Donald Trump's flexing of American might, using his leverage. He won the negotiation and got a whole lot of commitment out of it. Not to mention, it's not like these leaders are out of the woods yet. It's only a 30-day suspension of the tariffs. In other words, they got 30 days to show that they're actually serious and really implement this stuff that supposedly they did under the Biden administration. What an absolute joke that is to say. What a complete joke. Donald Trump has everybody at attention, and he's finally forcing these radical leftists to secure the border and take this fentanyl crisis and human smuggling crisis seriously. And obviously the left can't handle that. They just can't handle the winning, or I guess on their side, they can't handle the losing. And so what are they trying to do? They're trying to rewrite history. This is full-on propaganda. The typical leftist strategy, don't believe your lying eyes. Inflation's at 9%. Oh, well, actually, inflation doesn't exist. Oh, actually, here's why inflation is a good thing. Donald Trump gets absolute massive W after W after W, and they're so obviously, desperately, pathetically trying to spin it as a loss. I've never seen such pathetic copium in my life. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.